My wife went on a date with her wealthy client and came back with messy hair. Both me and my wife are 44, and her work is in the art world, so galas and client dinners are normal for us. She's on an art advisory committee, meets donors, and takes clients out, and I usually get the broad strokes, not every detail. She's always been open and careful, and I've trusted her. About a year ago, she met a wealthy client named S. They stayed friendly for work, and I met him once. Polite, smooth, knows every host. Last week, he invited her to a big gala as his date. I asked what date meant, and she laughed, said it wasn't romantic, and that the room would help her network. She joked that next year, if she got in on her own, she'd take me. It sounded light, but a knot started in my stomach. She spent the morning getting ready, chose a silver gown, shared her live location, and promised she wouldn't go to any private place or to his hotel. She said she'd be home around midnight, maybe a bit later, and waved off my offer to pick her up because S's driver would handle it. I had even mapped the route the night before and saved the garage address near the venue, just in case she changed her mind about me picking her up. At 5:30, the car pulled up. She kissed my cheek and left glowing with that pre-event energy. I felt proud and also protective, like I was handing my wife to another man's arm, even though we both called it work. The house got quiet fast. The lamp in the living room felt too bright, the hallway too long. I answered one email, closed it, and listened to the fridge hum. Our kids were with their grandparents, so it was just me and the clock. I read some comments on a forum about my nerves, and people said to trust her. That helped, until her Instagram story popped up. Her in the silver gown by a wall of flowers, S beside her, chandeliers behind them. I teased her. Tell the bartender to pour one for your jealous husband. She sent a laughing emoji and a heart, then a clip of a string quartet. I told myself this was all we'd agreed it was. At 8, I went to a friend's apartment so I wouldn't sit at home refreshing her feed. We ate, kept the TV low, and talked about nothing important. He made a dumb joke about me getting a younger wife next time, and I laughed because I needed to laugh. I got home around 10 and called her. She sounded excited and a little breathless and said the auction was wild, and she'd met 3 board members who listened to her pitch. I told her I was proud. At 1, I saw more posts, a selfie with curators, a dance floor clip, and a shot with people someone labeled as royals. My stomach turned, not because of titles, but because the night wasn't ending. At 1:30, she video called from a powder room with soft gold light, hair a little out of place. She said she'd sleep at a female friend's place because it felt too late to cross town. Her friend leaned in, said hi, and asked if I was okay. I said yes because I didn't want to turn a practical call into a fight, and I liked that they checked in. She said S had already gone home, thanked me, and hung up. I lay there staring at the ceiling. We had said midnight. I dozed and woke and checked her dot, and dozed again until the sun showed through the blinds. At 10, she came home with her heels in her hand and her clutch under her arm. Her hair was messy, her gown wrinkled at the waist, her smile easy and tired. She kicked off her heels by the door, rubbed the mark they left on her toes, and laughed about how the floor of the after-party was sticky from spilled champagne. I brought her juice and water and set both on the table. She dropped her things, asked for orange juice, and went to sit in the sun. While I made eggs, she told me pieces of the night, who she met, who recognized her, which donor talked about funding a program. She said the auction ran long, the after-party moved rooms, and the car line crawled, so she and 2 friends crashed at one friend's place nearby. I asked soft questions, what time they left, how far the place was, if S was there when she left. She said they left around 1. It was a short ride, and S said goodbye at the curb. None of that proves anything bad or good. It was just a night that didn't match the plan we agreed on. I picked up a few sequins that fell from her dress and tried to listen to my own thoughts. I kept returning to the same point. She didn't do anything I can name as wrong, and I still felt the sting from watching her be introduced as someone's date in a room where people assume date means more than +1. It looked like a couple in the photos, and maybe that's how those rooms work, but it stuck to me. I can live with late nights and big rooms. That's her world. What I need is for the promises to stick too. The big one last night was to be home by midnight, or let me pick her up, and neither happened. On paper, that's small. Inside, it's the part that hurts. I love that she's ambitious and fearless, and I want to be the guy cheering at the edge of the stage, not the one counting hours in a quiet house. I also want a line we both hold, even when the music is good and the car is waiting. So I'm not accusing her of anything. I'm going to tell her I trust her, and I need her to keep the plans we make with me, not just the ones she makes in the room.